Good morning, church. It's Friday. This last week and next week are just so But this week, what did I do? I had a choir concert to go to, different kinds of graduations to go to, one kindergarten and one for middle school, and I had a wedding last Saturday. I have another wedding this coming Saturday or tomorrow. uh, and we're in the midst of planning a couple of funerals, annual conference. The annual meeting of the United Methodist Church is next week. So, one, I have to remember to do this next week. Two, if I do remember, I will likely be in St. Cloud as it happens. And I'm thinking about all of this recognition of these moments where we choose to celebrate. They're usually seasonal. They are usually grounded in a kind of ritual. Even the secular stuff. Graduations have a liturgy to them. Think about that. Graduations have a liturgy to them. Even though you're not speaking about God, even though you're not talking about church, there is a time for speakers. There's usually a common music. There are practices like the specific gift or a tradition. I mean, even the choir performance I went to, there was the final song is always the same song, and they invite former members of that choir to come up and join and sing it because that's the closing song. And I'm reminded, even though a lot of people watching this experienced, if you were paying attention to anything close to religion in like the 90s and the early 2000s, there's this big move to non-denominational and stripping ritual away or holy symbolism or liturgy in favor of, in church world, like the preaching of the word, right? Or that's for the more evangelical, or for us, it was like all about mission. For some of our more mainline churches, it became about mission trips and the social justice work, and that was all. Like we don't do ritual. I think that does a disservice to us. I think humans crave a sense of marking time, recognizing that what has happened and preparing for what's coming. And it's done really well the more you do it. When we start, Christianity in its first couple hundred years quickly developed its calendar around the seasons, or what uh, uh, wasn't Augustine, I think it was St. Francis, who referred to the First Testament actually being the creative world. That somehow the changing and life of the planet we live on testifies, reflects the divine life, the spiritual journey of all of us. So I'm going through all of these big celebrations. That's where I'm going. Graduations, concerts, weddings. And it's also happening at this time where the whole area, like, we are going from spring into summer. We are recognizing the birth of things, and it's maturing into summer. And we are marking the time within us as the world marks its time. What rituals do you have as a family, as a household, with your partner, with your friends? The longer you practice, sometimes the more nurturing. Now, notably, some practices, traditions, not all of these things are necessarily life-giving. Sometimes the world changes or you change, and that practice or that ritual is no longer needed, and we have to let that go. That's part of the transition. Sometimes, sometimes a ritual or a practice can get so into your bones, it's one of the last things to go. For those who grew up in churches, especially mainline like Methodists, to say the Lord's Prayer, I don't know if I have said it so many times in settings with people who they may not even remember their name. They remember the cadence of the Lord's Prayer. This, what would be daily ritual for us who are practicing, who are in the midst of life. Those small practices of ritual, when it's seasonal or calendar, are meant to undergird and support us when the big events of life, when the winter of life happens in summer and spring, you have these practices. You have these moments of spiritual touch points that can help lead you from what was while giving thanks to what is to come, saying amen. So be it. See you Sunday.